You're listening to Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick in association with Wexford Insurances. Challenge us at Wexford Insurances 0818 31 30 30.
My first guest this morning is Bettie Marie Smit, the manager of the Brandon House Hotel in Uras. Bettie Marie, how successful were the JFK 50 celebrations?
I think it was absolutely superb. Our phones literally started hopping at about lunchtime last Saturday, and it hasn't stopped ringing, and definitely a very positive impact. And I know on the weekend it has spilled off and it's spilled out into the rest of the county, as well as the neighbouring counties. Wexford, Waterford and Kilkenny would have picked up business from it as well. So all very positive.
Now, there was an awful lot of work behind the scenes done in relation to holding that event down there last weekend. Talk to me about some of the preparation work that was done by the business community in New Ross.
Well, it was very much a collaborative effort. It was like everybody realised about 2 weeks before the event, oh my God, this is actually going to happen. And the town just looked fantastic. I mean, every single individual retailer got out, painted their shop. I mean, it looked spectacular. It was picture book perfect on the day. I have to compliment and I have to say, there's always the unsung heroes that also needs to be commended on this. And the Anthony Bailey, the town clerk, Eamon Hoare, the town manager, James Whelan, the town engineer, it cannot be said enough how they drew as well the community together, and everybody got stuck in and got it over the line. Yes.
Any numbers, come to light yet in relation to the total number of people that visited New Ross last weekend? And secondly, was there a major spin-off for local retailers in the town?
Well, you know yourself with these events, it varies. I've heard figures anything from 10,000 to 25,000, but so anywhere in between there, I'd be happy. It looked fantastic. It was absolutely packed. Again, on the retail sector, I think there has been. I have been very busy because we've got, it didn't finish last weekend, we had just had a tea party and we're busy working on the 4th of July Irish America Day next Thursday. So, but generally people are starting to buy in. So everybody's starting to realize this is a long-term project. This is not a once quick fix sort of situation.
I suppose one of the questions I have for you, Bettie Marie, is look, New Ross is now on the map globally. It got nationwide and international coverage both on TV and radio over the last number of weeks in the lead up to this event and during it. I suppose what's going to be done now in order to sustain that level of exposure and to maximise the benefit from it?
Well, I have to say now, and this is something that people maybe don't realise, is New Ross on the tourism map internationally has always been one of the highlights of this region because of the Dombroni famine ship and the immigration centre there. But with this with the immigrant flame and with the expansion of this immigrant trail, it touches to the core of everybody. I mean, that's at the heart of what it is. So how it will spill out internationally is we will just have to go and work even harder to get the tour operators to go, well, look, if we're going to spend an hour in the southeast rather than go to Wicklow, why not come down to Wexford and spend an hour or two in New Ross or Enniscorthy or Wexford and move it on from there?
Moving on to Wexford, I attended an event last week which you spoke at, and one of the things you said, one of the messages you gave out at that event was Wexford's not ready. What did you mean by that?
Oh, yes, that's a bit of a controversial statement if you put it like that. We're very, very ready for domestic tourism. I mean, everybody will tell you that Wexford is one of their favourite places in Ireland to go on holidays for the last God knows how many centuries, right? But when we go into the international market, we have a very unique proposition. Number one is, especially in the American market, we have a unique Irish-American connection between the Kennedys, the John Barry Festival, even in Enniscorthy, the link with the War of Independence. So we've never tapped into that as a succinct messaging system to tap into that international market. We have to start thinking about branding ourselves as this unique entity and then putting the message out there. And to do that, we have to start working together. This whole parochial, I look after my own interest. The public sector, the private sector, the attractions, the hotels, we have to start packaging and bundling more closely and working better with our neighbours in Waterford and Kilkenny particularly, who are already on the map, which we've worked on, to put the Southeast really in the big international stage. Because at the moment there's this feeling, we've been working very hard in the last 2 years to as a Southeast proposition, and where Wexford fits in very neatly, to tell people about what's happening in this area. And we like the new kids on the block. There's an excitement out there about the Southeast, and we have to get ourselves ready to fit into that, so we can say to people, bring your busloads of people, stop anywhere in Wexford, we're accessible and we're ready for business.
Has Visit Wexford, that initiative, been the first step in making this happen?
I think Visit Wexford has been the first step, and I think I have to commend it as well, a very positive step. It's a mixture of people sitting around a table, bringing all aspects of tourism to and what Wexford is about to the table, and now to put that into a unique brand. Again, I can't stress enough, we have an incredible domestic market, we have wonderful beaches, and that's great, but when it goes outside, we are unique. I live here because this is the greatest county in Ireland, and I know why I find it the greatest county in Ireland, but I can tell you I don't spend much time on beaches. It's all the other things that makes me want to live here. And there's a lot of other people that see that diversity, that wonderful, the characters in Wexford are diverse and incredible and amazing. And if people just stop a little bit and they look, we're sometimes so close to our product and so close to what we like about what we have that we forget, how do other people see us? And how do we have to portray ourselves?
Now, the County Council, they've set up a new tourism division within the Economic Development Unit. If you had one wish for them to do something for County Wexford in terms of boosting tourism, what would it be?
Well, we're already in talks with them. Next year, this weekend that has just passed, as you know, everything happened on one weekend. We had the John Barry Festival, the JFK 50 celebrations, Wexford Day, everything. So when you're going out to promote Wexford internationally, it's a very difficult message to say to people, come to Wexford. We've got one great weekend a year to be here, whereas we should have more of that. So we're already working very closely next year to stretch all these events out in over a 3-week basis, so that when we go out, we've got one big long message that no matter which time in these 3 weeks you come to Wexford, there will be something happening.
How high up the priority list is County Wexford on board Fáilte Ireland's list?
Very high. And fitting into the whole southeast piece, as they call it, very much a part of the urban triangle. It's unique. And I think Fáilte Ireland has very much established as well that we have a unique proposition here. The problem has always been with Wexford that there's 3 towns in it, there's 3 areas in it. And we forget, we're so busy building motorways and highways and stuff, how quickly we can get from one place to another. But for the average tourist to travel from Enniscorthy to Wexford is 20 minutes. We travel further to go to work. From Wexford to New Ross is 25 minutes, depending how you drive. So how we fit in from New Ross to Waterford is 20 minutes. We are very, very accessible, but we're a triangular option. We're really one county and not just one product.
Now, another initiative that started there recently, Betty Marie, is that 5 hotels from the southeast came together. Tell me about that.
Well, under the Irish Hotels Federation, the regional branch, we're working very closely with Fáilte Ireland. They have a program called Sales Connect, where they take the local product and they assist us to take it to the people. So we've already gone to Norway, all the Scandinavian countries to tell them about the Southeast. America, we're going out to America again. We've gone to Germany. We've just recently done a thing in France. So it's a pool of money that we have subsidised with Fáilte Ireland to take the message out there and to tell people about what the Southeast is about, of which Wexford is very much a feature on it as well.
So you've gone out to France. Have you attended trade shows or have you met with international tour operators? What has happened when you got there?
It's really, really a busy time. So what they do is they help us to put together, let's say we went out for 3 days. So we went to a consumer show for a day under the Tourism Ireland banner. Tourism Ireland helped us then to set up meetings with tour operators, travel agents, promoters, and just getting that we exist and getting the message out there, especially in France with our access into Rosley Harbour. there's more than just the Norman Gateway. There's so many other things that French people are interested in. And I think the biggest lesson I've learned in the last 2 years is we don't go out and just tell people what we do. We're actually asking people, what is the current market in tourism, whether it be in the States, France, what are they looking for, so that we can come back. And I think it's very important that we have to come back and tell people what people are actually wanting, and that we produce a product that is customized and ready for the current needs of the tourists coming out here.
And following that research, what have you identified as in-demand products?
Definitely short, pithy, interesting and different. The days of where people get on a bus and they just want to be churned in and churned out on a conveyor belt. They want, I've heard so much of this word, but experiential tourism. They want to meet the locals. They want to walk down the street. They want to get their hands dirty. They want to make a pot. They want to bake a bread. That and anything that is different. I mean, the storytelling in Wexford is one that has really gotten great traction. That we have, the storytelling in, is it Camolan? There's a lot of niche little markets like that. And again, just recently, garden tours. I go to the Philadelphia Flower Show every year, and garden tours, nobody ever even knew that we have so many gardens. And all of a sudden, we have seen an influx in people, small, 15, 20 people coming over here, not going to Scotland, not going to England, but coming to Ireland for garden tours.
Do you find that the main influencers in this market are the international tour operators?
Moving forward, I think they would have a huge influence. It's very difficult. It takes years. They write their tour programs 2 years in advance. So we're already negotiating with them now for 2015, hoping to just get them for one day to create a new route where they will just come into the southeast or even into Wexford just for one day. That takes hard work.
Certainly agree with that. Betty Marie, thank you very much for coming in and speaking to us this morning, and continued success in your role as the General Manager at Brandon House Hotel.
Thank you very much, Carl, and thanks for having me.
You're listening to Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick in association with Wexford Insurances. Think Wexford Insurances for your business insurance.